First class trip across the Atlantic. Make sure you put them laces out. I've been out and about, and I'm loud cause I found another sound. And I'll pound on the ground for my guys across the pond. Kick is matter, that's their song. Trust me when that word is bone. Y'all can clap, clap, sing along. But on the real, they got some real deal analysis. Take the wheel, I think I feel like a catalyst for this build. You know your boy is never out of it. Matter of fact, I think I'll go and win a championship. KMWO, KMWO. Man, you know how this go. Yeah. KMWO. Kickers matter, world order. Man, y'all already know. Let's go.
Hello. Me and Tim were both having a little dance there to that intro. Been a long time.
I've missed the music, mate. I have missed the music. It's a banger.
So everybody, welcome back to the Steve Raynes Fantasy Show. It is probably a one-off for this season. I did put us on IR, but we are celebrating the life of the late, great Steve Raynes, and we thought we'd just come on tonight and talk gibberish, really. Talk fantasy stuff, probably talk a bit about Mark Andrews, and just talk gibberish.
Gibberish is what we do, mate. It's there might be some nuggets, you never know, but it's nice to be able to jump on with yourself, mate. It's been too long, and talk about our friend who's unfortunately not here, and maybe chat some NFL, some fantasy, and snacks. Stuff you love most. So.
Definitely, mate. Definitely. The reason why we have sort of been away is just we've been very busy people. Tim is now a married man, so congratulations, Tim. Congratulations, Sarah, and mate. Congratulations to you. It's mate, great.
Thank you. But honestly, just an incredible day. So much fun. I've not stopped drinking since until yesterday. So I'm a little bit jaded. I've come back to work and I'm in a worse state than when I left. So it's not really good a break.
I mean, your stag do combined with the NFL in London, as I told you, is the reason why I've given up drinking for a bit. So.
I mean, the stag do was heavy. Like, it was a rough old do. I mean, I broke my nose on the stag do and everything. So, like if I'm sure when I get the chance to meet up with some of our listeners and friends, like the stories will flow. But I was dressed as an inflatable NFL ball. I had an outfit that was just a combination of lots of different things added together. And just hit it ridiculously hard. So it was great to have you there as well, mate.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think, thank you for inviting me, mate. It was brilliant. But I think the only thing I remember from the Saturday was getting fined for doing a podcast at 8:00 in the morning.
So just to explain the fines thing. So on a lot of my mates' stag do's, doing something that we hold after the first night, which is court. So I've got a mate who doesn't listen to this, but even if he did, is a bellend. He's a bit of a bellend. He's the perfect person to play kind of the court judge. He picks up on everyone. He's like a qualified bully, but he's actually quite a nice person. So he makes notes all across the first night. He gets his snitches that he then fines for being snitches. So snitches get stitches, and loads of people got different fines that they had to do a shot for. So it's just a basic way of getting the party started the next day when everyone's a bit rough and feeling like they're going to vomit. So just give them some very sugary shots, and hopefully the rest of the day pans out, which it did. So you got fined for pretending to be Joe Rogan at 8:30 in the morning. I think it was the exact phrase. Yeah. I had a ton of shots, one for being a snitch, two for being on my stag, numerous things. One of my mates got fined for being too active on the WhatsApp group. Another one for negrophilia, which we won't go into. And then just like loads of different ones. It's good fun. It's meant in jest, and it's a good little feature on the stag do. To be fair,
it was good fun, mate. It was. As I say, thank you again. I just on the coach journey up, I sort of said to myself in my head, don't go mad on the coach journey. I think I probably had about 10 bottles of Corona by the time I got to Newcastle. So.
I mean, I must have done a bottle of Jaeger bomb before we got into Newcastle. And I made the stupid decision of when we were in that bar, and we didn't leave that bar, when I was dressed as an NFL ball.
Yeah.
There was 3 shit mixes, and I could have passed on one each to the 2 best men, and I thought, no, like, use that tomorrow was my thought process, and that's what ended up making me fall out the shower, because I don't remember after those 3. I don't remember getting home. I remember being on the bed in a world of trouble. Then I thought a shower had sorted me out. Chris was looking after me, and Chris is an invalid. And, I fell out of the shower and broke my nose. So,
that is enough for Tim Stag do. As I say, we meet up with a few of you. We will tell you a lot more stories that happened. It was a brilliant weekend. But I tell you, we would have loved it. Steve would have loved it. And we're going to talk a bit about Steve tonight. And I'm going to start with Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is the number 2 tight end in all of fantasy football.
Mate, he's everything that Steve said he'd be.
Yeah, mate. Right? Yeah,
and probably a bit more. He's incredible, and I think the amount of leagues I've got him in is incredible. Probably you're the same. I know that we've done a couple of trades with him for him and stuff like that. But yeah, he's looking great. I actually quite like the Ravens this year as well, to be honest. Also, tight ends are just incredible this year, apart from Travis Kelce.
Yeah, which is weird. But
I'm not sure if it's just like, you can't say the Chiefs have been figured out. It's just the O-line and the pressure on Mahomes. I think he's trying to do too much now. He needs to, take a couple of steps back. But yeah, tight ends are doing well this year. I mean, the Guillotine League that Jason wants, isn't it? I've stayed in that by the skin of my teeth all the way through, and then just decided to spend all my fab in the last couple of weeks. And I think I played 3 tight ends at the weekend because I just fancied them all. I had like Kelsey, Darren Waller, and someone else. Like, there's no one else to throw to all the Raiders anymore, so that's a good pickup. The tight ends are running wild.
I think I whacked all my fab budget on Jonathan Taylor after the first week. I was like, I'm just going to spend the whole lot on Jonathan Taylor, which has worked out quite nicely because he has been a beast for fantasy the last few weeks. But in case people don't know what a Guillotine League is, it is literally the lowest scorer every week has to drop all their players. They get cut from the league, and they have to drop all their players to waivers, which then go into a fab system, which is what we're using now. I did manage to pick Joe Burrow up. He's super flex as well, so I managed to pick Joe Burrow up the other day, but I don't know what the hell's going on with him. The last 2 weeks, the Bengals have looked awful.
I think... Again, I don't know why they're not running the ball, because as soon as Mixon gets it, he seems to score. He seems to get, he's pulling off double-figure runs all the time. But that Guillotine, it's such a fun league, just because it's quite funny. On the Monday morning, there's 2 or 3. You might be in the mix to get the chop, and the gifts start coming out: Guillotine gifts, chop gifts. And it's always good fun. And Jack was one of them that was potentially there. I think, do you stay in this week by about 1.5 or something like that?
Something like that. Because you were like yesterday, before the game yesterday, you were like, Jack and Reese, it's very close, blah 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 blah. I was like, well, I'm well ahead of him. I was like 30 points ahead of him or something like that. And then I looked at his team and I realised he had Najee Harris left. I was like, oh my God, like this is going to be close. And it was. I've survived. There's 3 of us left now, isn't there? In that.
It is, yeah.
Me, you, and who else is left in that?
No,
Reese, me, you, and Reese. Oh, yeah, Reese went because I knocked him out. Well, I didn't knock him out, but yeah, you know what I mean. Who is left in that?
Jimmy Patriot.
Jimmy Patriot. So there's 3 of us left, and it's heating up. It's heating up, Timmy. So
it's nice. It's nice because Ranji's isn't in the final. No, it's nice that Craig not going to win it.
How much fab budget have you got left?
Well, I think about 13 because I saw what I did was on the last slot. I made my maximum. I made my bid the highest of what everyone else had, and I think Reese had 26 or somebody had 26. So I've got 12, and you've got none, and I need to drop all the players. So all the players leave the team that gets chopped as well, so you get to pick more popular flavors. And Jimmy's got 26.
Oh, so yeah, I might as well just put it in free bids for people this week and see what happens because I've got no money to spend at all.
That's it. But to be fair, I mean, you look at like the teams now, it's so hard to go and pick up somebody. I mean, on my IR and bench is McCaffrey and Barkley. So like,
I've just seen my QB that I've got 2. Well, I've got 1. Mahomes is all right, but my Burrow's on a bye this week, and my 3rd QB.
my team, it's just insane. I've got Matthew Stafford, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, AJB, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Travis Kelce, Darren Waller, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, Fournette, McCaffrey, Gibson, Evans, Hawkinson, and then on IR I've got Chris Carson and Barkley. So this week I'm probably going to have to drop like Fournette and Carson if he comes back. I think Carson's coming back. So
my team is Patrick Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor, Zeke, Cordarrelle Patterson, Devontae Adams, Michael Pittman, Mike Gesicki, Austin Eckler, Joe Burrow, Sam Darnold, Darrell Henderson. I have got Miles Sanders, but I've just dropped him because I hate the Eagles. Keenan Allen, Brandon Cooks, and Chris Godwin. And I've got DJ Chark on IR. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of mucking around on that this week.
It's just insane. I mean, the players who are going to get dropped. Let's have a look. Ryan Tannehill, Dalvin Cook, Najee Harris, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Samuel Pitts, Cooper, Herbert, Kyler Murray, Chase Edmonds, Josh Jacobs, Robinson, DJ Moore, Hunter Henry, Fitzpatrick, and David Montgomery.
No, he looked good last night, Monty.
I like Monty this year. I think he's been great.
Yeah, I think he looked good.
How much better did he look with Fields, by the way?
Oh yeah, much better. That was obvious though. Like, I think we can safely say by this point in time that Andy Dalton shouldn't be near any NFL team as a starter.
No, I mean you should go and speak to The Rock and see what's happening with the XFL, see if it's starting yet.
Speaking of football, what the hell happened to your Cowboys and Liverpool? What the hell?
Shit happens. Bad weekend for me as a sports fan. But yeah, the mighty Broncos. God only knows what would have happened if Drew Lock was playing. Yeah, they just turned up. I think a lot of sport, right? And I've played a lot. And sometimes you can walk out to the pitch and think you've won it. Sometimes you can walk out to the pitch and know you're going to win. Right? There's a difference.
Yeah.
Right. And the Broncos getting rid of Von Miller, not getting rid, but obviously getting some picks for him. And it was like the league, everyone thought they were just shutting up shop, ready to just tank, get a new QB, get all these players with the draft picks, early draft picks, blah, blah, blah. And I think they genuinely just showed up and went, yeah, no, we're here to play. Von Miller's been great, but we're still an NFL team. Like, we're still of quality. There's a lot of quality on defense. They showed up. They really showed up.
Yep.
And I thought the Cowboys just rocked up, thought they were going to waltz them on a winning run. And football teams or sport teams need that. You need sometimes to get beat for management to go, you're not as good as you think you are unless you try hard. And I think a proportion of that is the same with the Liverpool team. What was it, like 20 odd games unbeaten from the back end of last year. Walloped United, walloped Atletico across 2 games. Like,
everyone walloped United, don't they?
Yeah, you're exactly right. But I think sometimes you walk into games and you think, yeah, we're good enough, and sometimes you need that loss. And it's a wonder because it was an opportunity to catch back up to you guys. But I've watched Chelsea enough over the years to know that you're only a couple of results away from a little bit of mutiny in a dressing room. I feel you've always been. I don't think you've got necessarily the characters used to bring stuff back like Terry and Lampard. So sports a funny thing. People get streaky. I think we can see in the Premier League this year that there's it's not going to be like a 98-point winning team, 100-point winning team. There's going to be hot and cold streaks, I think. So you've got to take that first loss of the season on the chin. West Ham fully deserved it, to be honest. Yeah,
but West Ham are a good team anyway, so it's not wasn't a major shock anyway. They are a good team. Thoroughly deserve to be where they are. Even as a Chelsea fan, every time I've watched West Ham this year, I've actually enjoyed watching them, and that's quite hard to say. Like, I don't want to say that, but for me, they've probably got one of the best defensive midfielders in the world, and he's English, playing for their team. So,
yeah, I like Declan Rice. I think he's great. I like Souček.
Yeah, I like Souček as well. I think they're a great combination and a great pairing together. Probably why it worked for England at the Euros, with not Souček, but Calvin Phillips sitting next to Declan Rice. Probably why it worked.
Absolutely. I think there's changes coming to football. You can see it. There's clearly a bit of animosity amongst teams for the FA, for Newcastle's new owners.
Coming from a Chelsea fan, and obviously Abramovich and all of that, I get the human rights situation with these owners and things like that, but as for Newcastle getting a ton of money to spend, I don't really care. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, I'm not.
It doesn't affect you. That's one kind of way of looking at it because of the money that you've got. I think from my point of view, the human rights aspect of it is appalling, right? And
of course, but we both agree with that.
Yeah, and DIC, which was one of the management teams, they were rumoured to, when our owners they were trying to buy us, and we said no because of the human rights aspect, right? And I think if you look at the problem with any state-owned club is that element of it, that the amount of money that they've got, it is a plaything, it is a toy. And it's interesting because I watched some stuff on what happens in La Liga in terms of how each club before the transfer window has to go to the people who run the Spanish league and say, this is our income, this is what we've spent, and then that the league tells them what they've got for their wage budget, in what they can add and what they can spend, right? And that's why Barcelona and Real Madrid have been caught in so much heat, because their outgo far outweigh what their income is. even though they're the biggest clubs in the world, right? So, and now Real Sociedad at the top of the league. I think there's got to be something that comes in to say, we need to bring football back a little bit to not just being where I think it's going, which is just a monetary tool, right? It's got to be brought back to.
There needs to be some financial, like what they do in the NFL. There needs to be some sort of
salary caps, wage caps.
Salary cap, but my argument to that would be and I'm not a Newcastle fan, but my argument to that was, well, why are you bringing that in now? Why are you not bringing that in 2003, for example, when Abramovich takes over Chelsea, or when 2008, when the City owners take over City, for example? Why are you not bringing that in there? And that would, as a Newcastle fan, if I was, that to me would be like, I'd feel like that's an attack on my club kind of thing.
Yeah, and I'm going to guess you're going to feel like that, but you're going to bring it in at some point. So it's whoever's last to get a new owner is going to get pissed off, right?
I don't think you will. I think we're getting closer and closer, and it's almost nearly happened. I really do think we're getting closer and closer to a Super League, and all of these big clubs, and Newcastle are going to be a big club now, so all of these big clubs are going to break away from.
Money doesn't make you a big club. Right?
No.
People compete the big clubs.
You understand what I mean by it.
They've got the money to be able to compete with the big clubs. The problem is it's not a computer game anymore. And the difference between a player getting, and this sounds nuts, a player getting 400 grand a week and a player getting 700 grand a week at Newcastle actually isn't that different now. And I know it's 300 grand a week and that's fucking huge, but it isn't when you look at these players, because they're going, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that in sponsorship. I'm going to get this from this. I get paid. I get this free stuff. So they don't. A lot of them don't even go and buy cars. They get given them so that they can do Instagram posts that some other schmuck buys them. It's nuts how the world works. The more money they earn, the less they need. So if we look at what's going to happen in the sport, I think Super League, there's still that money there. It needs a revamp.
Of course it does. I'm doing an article. It's gone.
There has to be rewards. There has to be rewards for what they do. I think. I don't know. It's weird.
I'm doing an article at the minute on. So golf is a similar thing. There's going to be a breakaway in golf soon, very soon.
Away from the PGA.
Yeah, so you're going to get a Premier League of golf, which I am kind of all for it anyway, because I hate 4-round events of golf anyway. I think it's, for one, you've probably seen me on Twitter. I think Rory McIlroy he is one of the best players in the world. And I honestly think that he'd win a lot more tournaments if it went over 4 days, because he just seems to turn up on a Friday for some reason. I don't know why. It's Rory McIlroy. But we're gonna get a breakaway in golf there. Greg Norman's leading it. I think there's 10 courses at the minute I believe in Asia at the minute. So we're getting Japan, China, them sort of areas. So we're gonna get a breakaway, but there's gonna be a ton of money in it. And I'm all for it, because the PGA make up all these stupid rules about golf. Oh, you can't have the shaft this long because it makes you be able to bomb the ball 400 yards. I don't care. I want to see that. I want to see players and people go, it ruins the game. It doesn't ruin the game, because there's certain courses in golf that you cannot bomb the ball. Like Augusta's a prime example of one, where they hold the Masters. If you try and bomb the ball on that course, many have tried it and failed. If you try and do it, you will get found out very quickly. I could. You watch Bryson DeChambeau in April when he plays at the Masters. watch what he tries to do. And I actually a lot of people don't like Bryson DeChambeau, but I enjoy watching him because
I love anyone who can monster a ball. To be fair, because
I don't. Well, I'm trying to catch up to his ball speed, which is absolute. Yeah, I mean, I think I've told you. I when I done my top tracer thing up the range, I'm hitting the ball like 158 miles per hour ball speed. I would rank like 216th on the PGA Tour. So there's me thinking I'm doing quite well, but I'm quite far down. So I say golf is another example. There's going to be a breakaway, and for me, something needs to be done in football. I don't think the Super League is the answer in football, but I think it's going to happen, whether people like it or not. But certain sports like golf, if you watch a lot of golf like I do, and you'll understand that the PGA Tour are ruining golf by saying you can't do this, you can't do that. For instance, like Adam Scott, you can't have that long putter. Why? Like, what is your logical reason behind it? It makes you a better putter. So what?
But it doesn't make everyone a better putter.
No, it doesn't. I've tried using one of them long.
Yeah. And to me, I think there should be ways to. For some people have weird swings, right? Some people have weird.
Bryson DeChambeau's swing is. I mean, as I say, I enjoy watching the guy, but what he does, the way he hits the ball, he will not last in golf. Like it'd be like 10 years max because his back will just give out the way he swings the ball. You've seen Tiger Woods is a prime example. Tiger Woods was ahead of his time. 2000, he was brilliant, and then he obviously went and won the US Open on one leg and like a broken back in 2008. But Tiger now he's a broken man because of the way he used to hit the ball back then.
Yeah.
So it's
so nice to see Tiger win it a couple of years ago. I think with sport in general, it's symptomatic of the world, right? If you look at what's going on economy-wise, I think, certain powers in the world like the US, now there's tons of money outside the US, right? And there's big powerhouses, there's plays for power from China, from, Arab states. It's a weird world at the moment. And what we're in danger of doing is losing sports. And I say losing sports because I'm a season ticket holder at Liverpool, stuff like that. You're in danger of losing sports to those nations where X amount of games will be played there. And, it isn't, you supporting a team from where you're from. You're a Chinese person supporting Liverpool because they're doing well, or Chelsea because they've got this player. And we need to open up the sports to the world like the NFL has, and they play games over here, but you don't want to lose it as your local sport. And I think one of the most important things for like American football in the US is the college system, right? We don't have that. We don't have, people don't necessarily have second teams in the UK. I do because I've got a soft spot for someone like Coventry, but I don't want to stop going to Liverpool games to go and watch Coventry. Like it's difficult. I'm stuck in like a moral dilemma, but understanding that, money talks and football is going to go the way of whatever money is. And I think a lot of people are falling out of love with sport in general because there's too much of a money aspect to it. And then what that also, you used to be able to have a bit of crack with people about sports, like, you lost, you had this, but now it's just like, well, who cares? Because who cares? Because they don't care. So, like, why should I care? That's almost what it's come, because you look at like old war dogs like Keane and Souness and people like that, right? It mattered to them, and I think you can pick out most Premier League players and look at the United team at the minute, right? They're just all there for a payday or an Instagram post. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. No, I said this to someone the other day about there because I think there'll be a Premier League game in America sooner rather than later, and it will be it'll be a regular season game. I said to someone the other day, and they laughed it off. Why would they do that? I was like, money. It's money talks. They're going to get a massive amount of revenue for playing the Premier League game over there. And I said to him, I think it'll be Man United that do it. US owners.
Yeah,
I don't know who. I think it'd be a big game. It could well be Man United Liverpool, and they do it in the States, do it in Miami, somewhere like that. I don't know, but
yeah,
you know,
I don't know. Because that is the most televised sport event. Liverpool United's more than Champions League finals, anything. That is the most televised sporting event. It outdoes the Super Bowl, I believe.
sorry about the camera. I got a dog hitting my lap. Cheers for that, mate.
So if it's already that televised, I don't think you take it out in the UK. I think you do it will be one of the American-owned teams that we all saw.
Arsenal,
United, someone like that. It'll be like Arsenal versus Norwich. Just for them. So I think they'll test the water with
maybe
a semi.
But there definitely will be a game there. And like I say, the argument I had with someone the other day who just couldn't say, well, why would they do that? Because money. Yeah, but they got loads of money, Man United. So,
they always want more.
Exactly. Well, we just went off on a half-hour tangent about golf and football. There, that was good fun. That, Tim.
Not even mentioned that the mighty Broncos that much.
Well, we had a little chat about the Broncos. My Giants, Jesus Christ, finally won a game again. And I don't know. I was watching it because I went to the Hippodrome to watch it.
Hold on, mate. What needs to get mentioned straight away is your newfound love for your QB.
No, I said I would admit when I was wrong. I still don't think I was wrong because there was a case in that game that he done exactly what he always does in the game and he fumbles the ball. He needs to learn, and he needs to learn very quickly that he can't do that in the NFL. But I still maintain my stance. You will not win a Super Bowl with Daniel Jones as your quarterback.
You're going to have a top 5 pick, do you reckon?
Well, we got Chicago's pick as well, first round pick next year. So yeah, I think we potentially got 2 in the top 15 at least next year.
So you could probably move up to the top 5.
It's not particularly good quarterback class next year, mate.
I think there's 2.
Yeah, I'm not very high on the quarterback class. I don't know. I don't know what they do. I mean, they're going to stick with Jones probably for one more year after this, and
that's his rookie contract.
Yeah, I think. Excuse the hair; it's really bad. I think. I think Dave Gettleman will be gone at the end of the year. I hope so. Anyway, he needs to go.
Yeah,
I want Garrett gone as well because the guy is an awful play caller, absolutely awful. Yeah, but to be fair to the coaching staff in this game against the Raiders, they actually called a good game. I was sitting there watching it. I was like, when we sort of got the lead and we was, it was 7 points in front. I was just like, just run the ball, just keep running the ball. And then someone really, because I was in the Hippodrome, I stood up and literally went nuts at the TV. I think it might have been Evan Ingram. Daniel Jones threw a ball to him and then he stepped out of bounds. I was like, what are you doing? Like, why? Like, just stand there and take the tackle. Don't step out of bounds. Or actually, no, it wasn't Evan Ingram. It was Daniel Jones. There you go. It was Daniel Jones. Instead of taking the slide down, he ran out of bounds. Just slide down and let the clock keep rolling. Exactly. So yeah, I screamed at the telly as well when he did that because I thought it was going to cost us the game. And to be fair, I didn't really want to win the game because we got 3-6. We got a 3-6 record. We ain't going nowhere. We're not going to make the playoffs. Like the Cowboys are easily the best team in the division, and you got three rebuilding teams. I mean, I think the Giants are going to be the pick of the bunch to come second out of the other two now because the Eagles just look I tell you what, put that out on Twitter the other day. I have never seen fantasy. They're the most annoying team ever. Oh yeah, you got this generation. Well, not generation. That's a bad word. You got this all-star running back in Miles Sanders, and you just don't use him, and then he gets injured, and it's like, oh yeah, we're going to run Boston Scott and Jordan Howard now, and like our eyes are going to light up. Like, what are just awful team?
I played Jordan Howard in Butt Fumblers or Steve Raynes, which are running back heavy leagues. Like you're just laughing. You're just laughing because I picked up Jordan Howard for like $8 on Fab, right? And he's effectively running at the minute like a top 12 running back because he got 2 touchdowns the week before. I'm like, this is just fucking nuts. They're just an odd team. I mean, I'm not sure on Hurts. Goddard's probably the best offensive player. I'm not sure on Smith. Alan loves him, but
I think Smith will be okay. I think Rager's. I'm going to say Rager's a bust. I don't really care what anyone says to me about it.
You're probably right, but they are frustrating for fantasy. I don't really have. I only have shares and players that I think are quite funny that I've just picked up for free. To be fair, I've traded away.
But I had a ton of Miles Sanders all year, and like I say, if they just used Miles Sanders how they use Boston Scott and Jordan Howard. But it's like their eyes. It's like, oh yeah, Miles Sanders. It's like they got all excited. Miles Sanders got injured, so now we're going to get these 2 bang average running backs in, and like our eyes are going to light up, and like we're going to start doing.
What's daft is, mate, you've been with me on the Eagles for 3 years now, where the running back by committee. I've been for 3.5.
Yeah, but a new coaching staff. It was a new coaching staff this year.
Yeah, I still didn't buy into it. Because what's his background? Where's he from? Head coach.
I don't care.
Is he mine? Or no? He was Colts, wasn't he?
Was he?
I want to say. I'm sure he was somewhere where they used 2 or 3 running backs. And yeah, to me, I'm sure he was Colts.
What would have been? I'm unsure, to be honest. I'll tell you what, just a quick note while you're looking that up. If you want a team to invest in heavily for your playoff run in your fantasy leagues, the Tennessee Titans have a lovely, lovely schedule for the remainder of the season. It's the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Really? I know Cowboys' schedule's pretty good, but we think we've won the division already, apparently. So.
Well, you have won the division. Like, you're not gonna. You just, like you said, you just one of them games. You thought you'd won it before you even played the game, kind of thing. You can. And to be fair, was it worth bringing? I know that he might have been healthy, but was it worth bringing Dak back that quick?
Yeah, because he wants it. Right, and he was awful by that. Like, that's the worst. But he wants it. He wanted to play the week before, and I think if he's fit and you want to play, like, let him play. So, what will happen over the next couple of weeks? We'll have to get a couple more wins, and then they'll start resting players, especially after the first half. They'll want to game manage people like Cooper, Lamb. That O-line will want managing. But yeah, it's for fantasy, at least for the next few weeks. I think there's definitely some people who were worthy in that Cowboys team. But Sirianni was Colts, so to me, it's your Marlon Mack, your Jonathan Taylor, your Naeem Hines. So I looked at that and I went, I don't believe there's any change, because who did they bring back at the beginning? Was it Jordan Howard?
Jordan Howard, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, well, why? And they got Gainwell. So I was like,
that's what infuriates me the most, because Gainwell was playing snaps when Sanders was there, and he looked half decent, and then it's like, oh no, we've got Boston Scott, and literally, it's like their eyes lit up, and Can
we get him? Can we get him back, please?
Oh, mate, don't.
Honestly, it's like you go for the play. You go, ooh, we've got this hat full of balls, and the different running backs Oh, Jordan Howard. There you go, Hurts. That's who you're passing off to. And yeah, they are frustrating, but I don't get what's going on with the Skins. Obviously, Heineke's not very good. They don't call the Skins anymore.
Don't call them that, please. Just call them the team. The team.
And I think Fitz is done. Fitz magic.
Yeah.
Like doesn't seem like it's something he can come back from.
Well, the rumor was they was after Tua.
Was it? I didn't see that.
It was a three-way trade apparently between Washington, Miami, and the Texans, and Washington were going to end up getting Tua as a result of it.
What would
the Texans would just get a ton of picks by the looks of it then, because the Deshaun would have gone to the Dolphins, and then, but obviously it's not happened anyway. But which I think is right as well, because I think Tua has been good. Well, he at that London game he was excellent.
Yeah, I think there's a player in there with Tua. The Dolphins are bad though.
Yeah, they are. I think they're badly coached.
It's this Belichick coaching tree, isn't it? It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it is. But they all go away. It's like the what's the one Patricia, isn't it? It's like he's like this great defensive mind, and then he goes to Detroit and does nothing. Mind you, no one does anything in Detroit. I
can't think of a pod where you've not mentioned Patricia or the Lions. Like you just wanted to wedge that in towards the end, didn't you?
Yeah, it's because I hate that team for everything. Like just that team does not deserve nice things. Let's get TJ Hawkinson away from there, please, and DeAndre Swift.
I love DeAndre Swift. I love Najee Harris, by the way. I just love.
Yeah,
everything. He's incredible.
He has been brilliant. And just two more things before we get out. Let's get Urban Meyer away from Trevor Lawrence, please.
And any female in Jacksonville.
Yeah, because the guy is just a buffoon. And two, Timmy, where is OBJ going? Just one team. You say one team to me.
Pats.
Seattle.
Nah, don't see it. Not with Lockett and Metcalf.
I think he's going to Seattle, but we will see. We will see. Tim,
what's happening with him? Has he left?
So he's left. He's available as of 4 p.m. today. US time. So that would be now. So he's available now. It will be interesting to see where he goes. I was on the New York Giants UK group on Facebook the other day, and they were like, "Oh, let's get him back." Why? Like I wrote, just why would you want to do that? I wrote an article about OBJ the other day, and I think he's very I think he's a very misunderstood character. So, and
that was a good article, by the way. Guys, go and have a look at that. That was a really good article.
Yeah, just go to my personal site for that. I blame the Giants for a lot of his problems. So, it's not. I don't want him back on the Giants, not because I don't think he's a good player. It's because the Giants don't need a player like that at the minute. We're in a massive rebuild.
He's not. So. He's not what you need. It's not what he needs. He wants to be in a team that's going to challenge this year. I don't know if it's Seattle though. The Pats have got a chance of winning the division.
I think they will. I've been really impressed with Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones has been brilliant for them, and Belichick's been proven right, and their defense is now coming to play massively.
Yeah, the Bills got to watch out because they're on the chase. So
yeah, they are. You might get two teams out of that division yet. You never know.
Yeah. That's it. So that's probably a good way to finish a pod for Steve, as a mention of his Pats, and
it's a very good mention.
They're still doing bits, and it doesn't look like they're not going to be successful anytime soon. I'm afraid to everyone who wants the Pats.
Anyone who's in the AFC East.
Sorry.
So yeah, sorry. It's we all know the Pats' kryptonite is the NFC East. So, guys, thank you for joining us tonight, Tim. It was good fun to be back for Steve tonight. So yeah, it was good fun, and we are coming back next year. I promise you, everyone as well. It's just very busy lives at the minute, like we said before we come on.
That's it. We are coming back. Any suggestions of stuff you want to see? And you never know, we might even appear again this season. Me and Jack are definitely going to watch the Super Bowl together. So we might even do a cheeky little live thing for that. But yeah, guys, it's just shout us all out. We've had a lot of people say that they miss us. So yeah, just a busy year, and we'll be back soon.
Definitely. Cheers, guys.